Hello and welcome to the 2022 virtual Meet the Teacher. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Darug Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land upon which we work, learn and play at Rydalmere Public School. Always was and always will be Aboriginal land. While we are not able to meet face-to-face just yet, I am so grateful for the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Miss Andrews and I am the 3-4 rows classroom teacher and the 3-6 assistant principal at Rydalmere. A few things about me. I love staying active and in my spare time I'm often out walking, or in winter I'm playing netball on the weekends with my friends. I love dark chocolate and fruit, and the picture there is actually of Mia, one of the cats that I grew up with. So I'm a bit of a cat fan, and we have another one called Milo. I also have a bit of a green thumb, and my place at the moment is a little bit of an indoor jungle with all of my plants, and the image there in the bottom left is one of my monsteras in my place. I am looking forward to meeting all of you, and I hope that is soon. In the 3-4 rows classroom, we are working hard in English to grow our skills across a number of areas. We are regularly reading independently and orally, practicing our spelling, sounds and rules, handwriting, preparing for our cursive writing, and applying our comprehension skills to texts. In particular, in comprehension, we are looking at focusing on the Super 6 strategies when reading and responding to text, and with a focus this term on making connections, visualizing, predicting, and summarizing. These skills in particular really develop higher order thinking and that critical thinking skills as well in our students. In writing, we are focusing on narratives this term and in using the 7 steps of writing success to guide us. In stage 2, we are looking at writing longer texts that expand our vocabulary and ensuring that we are being very descriptive. We're trying to expand our creative ideas by using the pebble rock boulder structure, which allows students to create tension in their stories. In term 2, we'll be focusing on persuasive writing. In maths, students are learning to improve their knowledge and understanding of numbers and develop their mathematical ability across a number of strands. Students are grouped according to their needs, and these groupings are regularly reassessed. Students are provided with opportunities and/or extension in a range of areas to consolidate their learning and develop their working mathematical skills. Additionally, we like to apply their mathematics skills to more complex problems and even some investigation so that they can see how maths is applied in real life scenarios. Across the year, students' learning will alternate between history and geography. In terms 1 and 3, we'll be looking at history content, and in terms 2 and 4, we'll be looking at the geography content. This term in history, we are looking at community and remembrance, and students will be exploring celebrations and commemorations in Australia and around the world. This year, science and technology is taught by Mr. Quach, and students, in particular this term, are learning about classifying living things. Now, Mr. Quach has his own virtual Meet the Teacher, so I do encourage you to go and have a look at his, and he will be explaining science and technology in more detail there. PDHPE in schools consists of 2 components, the theory and the practical. This term in PDH, which is the theory side, students will be investigating the benefits of participating in physical activity. On the practical side, in PE, students will participate in fitness on a Wednesday with the external company Dance Fever, and on a Friday they will do some class sport with their classroom teacher. Tying in with our creative arts to cover some of our dance components, students will be participating in Hip Hop with Hanan, who is returning this year. On Thursdays, students will have the opportunity to borrow and return their books that they've been reading. They do have to have a library bag to borrow those, so please make sure they remember to bring it. In years 3 to 6, students have the opportunity to further consolidate their learning at home and prepare themselves for the higher years if they're in years 3 to 4, and for years 5 and 6, start preparing them for high school. So students have been assigned some athletics tasks each week, and they would have gotten their logins with the information packs that were sent home a week ago. Mathletics is really fun, it's engaging, and they're short and quick activities that consolidate what they've learnt in the classroom. We also really encourage students to read regularly, and that can either be books that they have at home or books that they've borrowed from the library, as well as even some PM readers that we have in the classroom. These reading logs that are with their reading folders can be brought in on a Friday to be signed and can be signed at home as well. In addition to these tasks, 3 to 6 have been assigned assignments, and there are 2 components to this. So the first component is a writing assignment, and this one is due in week 9 and is a narrative task. Students will also have a speaking and listening task, which happens every second week, with the first one being due in week 5. So I really encourage you to go and have a look at that information pack and sitting down with your children to unpack what the expectations of the assignments are. They're a really great way for us to see students preparing and working independently, or with a little bit of support at home if they require it. This in particular really helps them develop that independence and also prepare them for the later years of school. Just a couple of other points to bring up with you. On a Friday, we have both scripture and our assemblies, but assemblies are every even week on a Friday under the COLA at the moment, and still whilst with these COVID restrictions, we are unable to have parents on site for them, but I'm sure your students will be able to tell you all about the assemblies when you ask them. We love celebrating birthdays, and students are more than welcome to bring in pre-packaged cupcakes and individual portions, but no home-baked cakes or cupcakes are allowed because of the COVID restrictions. Fruit break, students are encouraged to bring in a small portion of fruit or vegetables to have in the morning session and a sip of water, and this really allows students to stay focused on their learning by having a small portion of fruit or vegetable to keep that energy going. Sun safety is really important, so we really encourage students to bring in their hats to school. So at home, what you can do to help with this is to ensure that your child, has their hat every day in their bag, and it's also clearly labelled so that if it does get lost, it can be returned to them. A few points in terms of attendance. Absences need to be explained in writing, signed and dated on your child's return to school, or using the Radomir School app. Late arrivals and early leaves. So if you wish to pick up your child early, or if they arrive late to school, they need to be signed in or out via the school office so that we can record their attendance there. Morning arrival, it's so important that students arrive on time to school because we do start class at 9 a.m. and students are missing out on key instructions and learning if they are late to school. So even the 5-10 minutes and sometimes even half an hour for students that they are missing in the mornings, that adds up quite significantly, and often they are missing those key instructions and learning that is happening in the morning. So please make sure that your student arrives on time. There is a teacher on duty from 8:30 a.m. and if you do need to drop your child off before that, you're more than welcome to access the before and after school care squiggler, and more information about that is available from the office. Afternoon dismissal, students in years 3 to 6 will be dismissed between 2:55 and 3 p.m. from their designated gates. Finally, I just want to say thank you for watching the video today, and I hope we do get to meet in person shortly, and I look forward to also meeting with you at our parent-teacher interviews later in the term. If you do need to contact the school for anything, you can do so via the office or the school app to arrange a meeting there. I hope you found all of this information informative, getting to know me a little bit, and I'm really already enjoying teaching your students, and I look forward to the year ahead. Thank you.